talk is cheap. So it seems like you guys liked my last car chat video about what it takes to reinvent yourself. But don't get used to it. It is winter up here in Canada, and there is a chilling trade-off between sound quality and blasting the heat. There was literally no snow last week, and now we are walking in a winter wonderland. But today I have decided to brave the cold for a few minutes to talk to you about how talk is cheap, ironically. I have trust issues with words, which may come as a surprise to those of you who know that I love writing and wordplay, that I have a background in spoken word poetry and have even published books that have had a great public reception. And yet, I have major trust issues with words. They are tools or weapons at any given moment, and they are not something that I have ever felt that I can put my faith in. And maybe that's because of my anecdotal experiences on both sides of deception and betrayal. I will admit that I have become cynical. It's like words are worthless. They are illusions. They are empty vessels. They are merely cards that can be played and leveraged like a twisted game to evoke emotions in ourselves and others. A game that, if you can become good at, gives you power over other people, power that can so easily be corrupted. They say that the pen is mightier than the sword, and I believe this is true. I personally have never been hacked by a saber, and I've not been to London for long enough to get wetted, but I have been shanked 1,000 times with words spoken in both trust and fury by lovers, friends, and enemies. So say what you want about sticks and stones. Words actually carry more power than we give them credit for, and maybe that's the real issue with words, that they have the power of life and death. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it and indulge it will eat its fruit and bear the consequences of their words. I guess I've just grown a certain level of contempt for words. Even the 5 love languages, which, for those of you who are not familiar, is a popular way of categorizing the general ways in which we like to give and receive love and attention. But I think that words of affirmation is the worst love language of the 5, because it is truly the easiest to manipulate and has the lowest return on investment. At least if your love language is gifts or acts of service, even if everything falls apart, you won't be leaving the relationship with empty hands. But words, they are just ashes and dust. No matter how many were said, they just become a pile of lies that your brain has to sort through and make sense of. You had all of these words and then they're gone. It is sobering. It is frightening how easy it is to send a text that says, "Good night, my love. I miss you. I can't wait to see you again. You are my world," while laying in bed beside someone else. I will spare you the dirty details of my own experiences, as airing out the dirty laundry of my past and throwing dirt on the graves of my exes is not the main focus of my channel. But let's just say I have experienced unfaithful behavior from both the positions of victim and then regrettably perpetrator. And honestly, I think that I used to value words. I think I used to hold them close to my heart. I used to believe in them. When someone said that they had my back or would always love me no matter what, I thought that I could trust in that. But it is absolutely mind-bending just how quickly all the words and promises in the world can evaporate. Like a Thanos snap, everything you loved and thought was real turns to dust and slips through your fingers, and coming to grips with an entirely new reality is enough to short-circuit even the most resilient minds. It's crazy how we can say 1,000 meaningful things and then make them all meaningless in one moment. So when people have walls up, I don't blame them. If I got stabbed in the back a few times, I might start wearing a suit of armor out the house as well. I've always struggled to believe in words. They are just so fickle to me, not only in my observation of others, but in my own experiences. And it's sad, really, because words have such immense power to create life, to create love, joy, appreciation, connection, safety. like a father telling his son or daughter, I'm proud of you. But for most of us, we have more negative experiences with words than positive ones. Words have left more wounds that fester and poison us rather than wells that we can drink from. So maybe my hesitancy and mistrust for words is warranted. I think people throw words around far too irresponsibly. I know I have before. I've said things that I didn't mean, and I've not said things that I should have said, and I've lied to get what I want. It's just insane to me that with the same mouth we can profess vows of marriage with eyes filled with tears and hearts filled with hope, and then just a few years later betray every single word like we never even meant it. That with the same mouth we can bless and encourage one person and then turn around and degrade, heaping guilt, shame, and hatred on someone else. That we can smile in someone's face and call them a friend and then gossip and slander them behind their back. That we can tell someone we love them and are committed to them and be saying the same thing to someone else at the same time. I don't know about you, but I struggle to trust words. They can betray us so swiftly and deeply. And to be honest, I think one of the reasons I've found such a deep connection and freedom in writing and publishing books and learning to use words more effectively comes from a desire to bring meaning and power back to words in my own way, on my own terms, and to heal the wounds that words have left on me over the years.